happening now. After the death of Queen Elizabeth II, England is reeling. Citizens waited for hours in lines stretching miles across London to view Her Majesty's coffin. Riley Carlson has a story.
Queen Elizabeth II made its way to Westminster Hall, where it will now lie in state. A slow, somber procession filled with grandeur, precision, and tradition, the only one fit for a queen. The coffin of Queen Elizabeth II made its way from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall Wednesday, where it will lie in state until her funeral on Monday. The late monarch's 4 children, along with Prince William and Prince Harry, marched solemnly behind the coffin, draped in the royal standard on which the imperial state crown rested on a velvet cushion. The Queen Consort and the rest of the royal family made their way by car to the small service at Westminster Hall before it opens to the public for viewing. Over the next 4 days, hundreds of thousands of mourners are expected to wind past several London monuments to say their own final farewells.
I've served in the forces. I was in the army for 17 years. She was my commander-in-chief, and I thought, it's the one thing I really want to do, to come and pay my last respects. Many willing and ready to spend many chilly hours queuing along the River Thames, the most fervent even camping out.
She's given 70 years of her life to our country, and this is a small moment that we can give back to her in respect.
And those queues are already reaching very long lengths before the doors have even opened for viewing of the coffin of Queen Elizabeth II. Well-wishers are lined up for miles, and officials say they don't know how many people they're going to be able to get through over the next 4 days, but they're going to move as many people as they can. If you join that queue, you'll just have to be prepared to wait. Reporting in London, I'm Riley Carlson.
As preparation for the Queen's funeral continues, she will be lying in the state for the public to come pay their respects. The funeral service is set for Monday.
Amtrak is preemptively suspending service on some of its long-range routes, mostly out of Chicago, due to a looming freight rail strike. Amtrak said it's closely monitoring the ongoing negotiations, which do not involve Amtrak or its workforce. But since Amtrak does not own the track itself, thousands of miles of travel could be impacted. Among the routes being suspended are long-distance routes from Chicago to Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco, and part of one of its routes from Los Angeles to San Antonio. The labor dispute could lead to the first national railroad strike in 30 years. The strike could begin as early as this Friday. About 60,000 union members, including engineers and conductors, are set to go on strike. It would bring the freight rail system, which carries nearly 30% of the nation's freight, to a grinding halt. That could mean more empty shelves, temporary factory closures, and high prices on consumer goods.
Elon Musk is fighting tooth and nail to get out of his deal to buy Twitter, but the social media company's shareholders plan to hold him to it. Twitter shareholders voted Tuesday in favor of Musk's $44 billion takeover deal. The vote came days after Musk's third letter to Twitter seeking to terminate the deal. The case between Twitter and the world's richest person is set to go on trial on October 17th.
On Monday night, a man was killed in Sheridan shooting while 3 were wounded. At 8:40 p.m. Monday night, the man was found on the street in the 1300 block of Pritchard Street and was pronounced dead at the scene by police. The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office identified the shooting victim as 32-year-old Darnell Campbell of Sheridan. All additional details have yet to be released since Monday night. City police are also investigating 2 other separate shootings that left 3 people wounded as well on the same night. One with 2 men at 2 p.m. left 1 man in the hospital, while another left 2 women in the hospital. More details to come in the following days.
Experts are warning of a rise in animal abuse cases across our region, and a Pittsburgh man is the latest to be accused. Paris Lundy is facing charges after police allegedly found him abusing his dog on Sunday in his apartment in the South Side. Police saw Lundy allegedly kick a female husky puppy in the face. The dog was thin enough to see her ribs, according to court paperwork. The injured husky was transported to a veterinary hospital where she remained for treatment as of Monday afternoon. Lundy is charged with cruelty to animals and aggravated cruelty to animals. A retired Pittsburgh nurse ran to the back of a plane and saved a 3-month-old infant who had stopped breathing during a flight. Scott Heedler reports.
Tamara Penzino was already in vacation mode 35 minutes into her Spirit Airlines flight Thursday night from Pittsburgh to Orlando.
I was reading my book, not paying attention, had my earbuds in, and I heard a flight attendant say, "We have an infant not breathing."
Soon after, an announcement came over the PA. Is there a doctor on board? Tamara got up and ran to the back of the plane.
I didn't know what I was dealing with. I saw an infant. The head was just back and blue lips, and my heart just dropped.
Even though Tamara is a retired RN, the years of experience kicked in. A round of questions revealed that the infant was not doing anything when she stopped breathing.
Gave Daddy the baby, held it while I did a sternal rub, kind of an aggressive shake of the chest.
They were then moving to the front of the plane when
The baby's color started looking better, and I was so glad, but I kept shaking it aggressively.
she did not have to perform CPR, calls it a team effort.
She said the Spirit airline had everything we needed right on board, and before we knew it, we knew within a couple minutes that the baby was, we were home free. The baby was going to be good. The color came back. I heard breathing sounds, heard heartbeat, and
what was that feeling when you saw that?
oh my gosh, total relief.
Tamara pushes back on being called a hero.
No, it's not a hero thing. It's a community coming together and everyone volunteering to do what their knowledge can help them do, and I'm glad I was there.
Now, after a day to decompress, Tamara is ready for her and her husband's Caribbean cruise out of Port Canaveral.
Do you hate riding a city bus and wish to know when a rental bike is available? Well, if that's the case, the Pittsburgh Transit app is adding the Pittsburgh Bike Rental Program, POGO, to its system. They are adding this to the system so users can rent bikes using the same app they use for Pittsburgh Regional Transit purchases. The bicycle system, which earlier this year began replacing its fleet with a combination of regular pedal bikes and electric assisted bikes, is available through the Transit app beginning Tuesday. Users who register their POGO account with Transit can unlock bikes by opening the Transit app and scanning a QR code on the rental bike. New premiere is coming to Pittsburgh. The Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum is going to host the Pittsburgh premiere of the film Bruno Sammartino. If you don't know who Bruno is, he was a professional wrestling legend from the WWE, and he still holds many records and titles still to this day. In the documentary film, it follows Bruno's rise from an immigrant to the main event star, fleeing Nazi-occupied Europe and arriving in Pittsburgh to start a new life and his new family. The film will premiere on what would be Bruno's 87th birthday on Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. That's what's happening in Pittsburgh. After the break, we find out what's happening here at RMU.
We also got a sneak preview of some fall weather yesterday. Find out if today and tomorrow will feel the same when we come back.
Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and
I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM.
Welcome back to RMU Live.
Let's see what's happening here at RMU.
Guest filmmaker Lassie Liu visited the Wheatley Center as the year's guest documentary film artist. Let's see how it went.
I'm a documentary filmmaker and a visual artist, and I've been doing this line of work for about 20 years.
Last Wednesday, the RMU Arts and Humanities Department hosted a meet and greet with this year's visiting documentary filmmaker, Lassie Liu. Students and faculty got the chance to talk with Liu while enjoying some light refreshments. I asked him what it is about the documentary genre that makes it his favorite.
I think reality is much more surprising than what you can make up in your mind.
The Wheatley Gallery is hosting an exhibition by photographer Stephen Chalmers. The exhibition will feature over 80 pieces showcasing what was called the crime of the century in 1896, the murder of Pearl Bryan. Pearl Bryan was 7 months pregnant when she was decapitated by her lover and his roommate in northern Kentucky. The exhibition at Wheatley Gallery opened Friday and will be open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. until November 7th. There will be an artist talk and closing reception on November 7th from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.
The UPMC upper lot will be closed to students and faculty next Tuesday due to the RMU Career Fair. RMU Chief of Police Jeff James said in an email that employees and students should plan on parking in another area on Tuesday. The fair will run from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. in the 4th floor conference area of the UPMC Event Center. There will be over 80 employers in attendance. Students can visit Handshake for more information and to register. Now, let's see what's going on with the weather.
Bethany, what do you have for us?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Today's forecast is going to be a high of 77 with a low of 57. So make sure you don't forget your jackets, okay? It's going to be a little cold. Our hourly is going to be at 3, it's going to be 75, partially cloudy. And at 6 p.m. it's going to be sunny. And at 9 p.m. it's going to be clear with a low of 67. And then our tomorrow's forecast is going to be a high of 74 with a low of 51, and humidity is going to be a 63, and the chance of precipitation is 8%. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Bethany. After this break, we'll see how COVID numbers are impacting our area.
We'll also recap the thrilling week we had in Pittsburgh sports. We'll be back on RMU Live.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to RMU Live.
Let's check out how COVID is impacting our area and the U.S.
An experimental treatment for an LS is a step closer to getting a green light. An FDA advisory committee voted to support approval of a drug that could help slow the progression of the disease. In today's Health Minute, Manny Gather has more on why one patient calls the major step forward.
5 years, Steve Kowalski has been living with ALS.
I was sent home after my diagnosis with really little hope that there was some treatment available that would help.
But a new treatment may soon be available. An FDA advisory committee voted to support approval of an experimental drug. The manufacturer, Amylyx, says a clinical trial showed the drug significantly slowed the rate of functional decline from ALS compared with those given a placebo. The company reports the drug was generally well tolerated, other than gastrointestinal events happening more often in the group that got the medication. Patients like Kowalski have urged the FDA for approval.
For those folks that are on the bedsides as we speak, getting delivered this devastating news, this is some hope that'll help them in their process of dealing with the horrible diagnosis.
ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, affects as many as 30,000 people in the U.S. It's a disease that causes muscles to weaken, eventually affecting patients' ability to speak, swallow, move, and breathe.
Health officials have confirmed the first known case of monkeypox deaths in the U.S. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says a Los Angeles County resident with a severely weakened immune system died after being hospitalized with the virus. No other details were provided. A person with monkeypox in Harris County, Texas also died last month, but officials haven't confirmed the virus's role in his death. Babies, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems are most vulnerable for severe illness. But it's rare for people to die from monkeypox. As of Monday, the CDC said 22,000 people in the U.S. had probable or confirmed cases. Now, let's take a look at our COVID numbers.
Oh yes, definitely take a look at these COVID numbers. I know for we have also U.S., we have some PA and some RMU to talk about. So let's move on to those. On to the week's COVID numbers. As the U.S. as a whole, we currently have over 97 million confirmed cases and over 1 million deaths. But just over 93 million of those residents have been recovered from the virus. On to the statewide numbers. The state of Pennsylvania currently has over 2 million confirmed cases and about 500,000 probable cases. There's also 46,000 deaths, unfortunately, to add to this. Moving on to RMU COVID numbers here in Allegheny County, there have been 117 positive cases reported since the 1st of August. And currently there are 9 students and 4 employees in isolation at RMU, so stay safe.
It was a heck of a weekend in RMU and Pittsburgh sports, including the thrilling Steelers game on Sunday. Michael Deemer has more information.
And right after this, we're going to be coming back to a lot of great things. We have things in Pittsburgh coming up and a lot of things to bring us back to the weather.
We'll find out what autumnal events.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
How
prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Welcome back to RMU Live. Just in case you missed today's forecast, it is going to be a high of 77 with a low of 57, humidity 69, and then chance of precipitation is 12%. And then tomorrow's weather is going to be 74 with a low of 51 and a humidity at 63 and a chance of precipitation 8%. And then here's our 5-day forecast. Wednesday is going to be 77, partially cloudy with a low of 54. Thursday is going to be 74 with a low of 54. Friday is going to be 80 with a partially cloudy with a low of 56. Saturday is going to be partially cloudy with a high of 82 with a low of 61. And then Sunday is going to be partially cloudy with a high of 82 with a low of 62. And we're going to send it back to the desk and have a good week.
Thanks, Bethany.
And we've had a great show today with many things coming up. Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
It's going to be a beautiful week, it looks like. So I'm excited for the fall weather, though.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
So am I. It has been a great show here in RMU Live. I just want to say a big thanks from me and myself, Nathan, and Kaylee over here. We have a great show and a great week.
And we'll see you next time.